If you're looking for an affordable way to improve the handling and lower the stance on your GM square body truck, then Detroit Speed's front and rear speed kits are going to be a great upgrade over your factory suspension. My name is Dan Oddie, and today we're going to show you how to install Detroit Speed's front speed kit 2 on a GM square body truck. Raise the vehicle on jack stands so that the frame is level with the ground. Remove the front wheels from the vehicle. Disconnect the front sway bar from the lower control arms if equipped by removing the factory 3/8 hardware. Remove the front sway bar. Remove the brake hose from the brake caliper on both sides of the vehicle. Push a piece of rubber hose in the brake hose fitting to keep it from leaking. Install the brake hose bolts back into the calipers. Raise the lower control arm with a floor jack and remove the shocks from the vehicle. Lower the floor jack so the upper control arm sits on the jounce bumper on the frame. Remove the cotter pins from the upper and lower ball joint castle nuts. Loosen both ball joint castle nuts. Loosen the upper ball joint castle nut until it is at the end of the threads on the ball joint. Raise the lower control arm with a floor jack. Use a ball joint separator to shock the upper ball joint loose in the spindle so the spindle rests against the castle nut. Remove the castle nut and lower the floor jack so the lower control arm and spindle drop all the way down out of the upper ball joint stud. The coil spring can be removed from the vehicle at this point. Remove the cotter pin from the outer tie rod and loosen the castle nut. Remove the outer tie rod from the steer arm. Remove the lower ball joint castle nut and remove the spindle and brake assembly from the lower control arm. Remove the inner tie rod cotter pin and castle nut. Remove the inner tie rod from the center link. Repeat this process for the opposite side of the truck. The lower control arm ball joints are pressed into the control arms, so you want to remove the lower control arm from the truck in order to remove the ball joint. Press the old ball joints out of the lower control arms. Press the new provided ball joints into the lower control arms. Reinstall the lower control arms into the truck. Torque the lower control arm U-bolts to 85 foot-pounds. Remove the upper ball joint from the upper control arm by removing the 4 bolts. Install the provided ball joint with the new hardware into the upper control arm and tighten. Identify the left and right hand tie rod jam nuts and install them on the correct tie rods. Install the inner and outer tie rods into the provided tie rod adjusters. Install the provided grease fittings into the tie rods. Place the new tie rod assemblies next to the tie rod assemblies that were removed from the truck. Orientate the tie rod ball joints so they are pointed in the same direction and adjust the length of the assembly so they match. Install the inner tie rods into the center link and install the castle nuts. If you have purchased a brake hose bracket kit, place one of the brackets to the top of the DSC drop spindle so the bracket wraps around the back side of the upper ball joint. Install the bracket to the spindle using the 2 provided M5x10 flange bolts. Use medium strength blue Loctite on the threads of the bolts and tighten. With a floor jack under the lower control arm, place the correct upright assembly onto the lower control arm ball joint. Thread the castle nut and washer onto the lower ball joint to keep the upright assembly in place. The steer arm on the corner assembly will be pointing towards the front of the vehicle. Install the outer tie rod into the steer arm on the upright and tighten the castle nut. A new upper shock mount stud is provided if you need to replace the one in your frame. Install the provided shock to the upper shock mount using the provided hardware to hold the shock in place. Do not torque the upper shock mount hardware. Raise the lower control arm up with a floor jack so you can install the lower shock hardware into the lower control arm. Use your original hardware and tighten the lower shock mount. Do not torque the lower shock mount hardware. Place the provided coil spring into the lower control arm coil spring pocket. Orientate the spring so the tail of the spring lands between the two small holes or halfway over the single hole in the coil spring pocket. Slowly raise the lower control arm with the floor jack so the coil spring fits up into the upper spring pocket in the frame. The upright assembly will also need to line up with the upper ball joint stud. Verify that the coil spring has fit into the upper spring pocket and raise the floor jack up until you can fit the upper ball joint stud into the upright. Thread the castle nut and washer onto the ball joint to hold it in place. Repeat this process for the opposite side of the truck. If you have purchased a DSC brake rotor kit, install them over the hubs and install a lug nut to hold them in place. The DSC speed kit requires a wheel diameter of at least 17 inches. Install the brake pads into the brake caliper. Install the brake caliper to the DSC drop spindle using the provided M14 by 40 flange head hex bolts. They will thread into the brake caliper through the back side of the spindle. Use high-strength red Loctite on the threads of the bolts and tighten. Torque the caliper mounting bolts to 129 foot-pounds. Repeat this process for the opposite side of the truck. Remove the brake hose from the frame and remove the factory brake hose clamp from the upper control arm. Pry the clamp apart and remove the hose. Route the brake hose to the brake line opening in the frame rail. Mark the brake hose fitting where you will need to file off one of the hex points so it will fit into the opening in the frame rail. Once the hose fitting will fit into the frame rail, install the brake hose back onto the brake line. Place the provided 3/8 R-style brake clip around the brake hose. Locate the clip so it will line up with the DSC brake hose bracket. Install the provided 5/16 by 3/4 inch long flange bolt through the R-clip and bracket. Use the provided 5/16 nylock nut and washer on the threads of the bolt and tighten. Make sure the tab on the R-clip fits in the square-shaped notch on the DSC hose bracket. Place the crush washer over the caliper hose bolt. Install the brake hose to the caliper and tighten the bolt. Remove the factory sway bar mounting brackets from the frame by removing the rivets from the frame rails. Vehicles not equipped with a factory sway bar will not have this bracket. The holes required for installation will be in the frame. Cut out and align the provided template with the factory sway bar mounting holes. Fold the template around the lower control arm and mark the location of the sway bar end link on the lower control arm. Drill the mounting hole to 17/30 seconds. It is recommended that pilot holes be drilled first before drilling the 17/30 seconds hole. Repeat this process for the opposite side of the truck. You may need to cut a relief in the lower control arm flange to make clearance for the end links on some factory or aftermarket lower control arms. Install the provided DSC chassis brackets to the frame rails where the factory sway bar brackets were installed on both sides of the truck. DSC recommends placing 2 of the 3/8 by 1 inch long hex head bolts and 3/8 AN washers through the holes of both chassis brackets before fully installing the brackets to the frame rails. The bolts will be pointed down. Use the remaining 3/8/16 hardware to mount the bracket to the frame rail and torque to 35 foot-pounds. Install the urethane bushings on the sway bar using the provided super grease. Slide the sway bar bushing brackets over the bushings. Position the DSC sway bar to the truck and bolt it up to the chassis brackets using the provided 3/8/16 hardware. The bushing brackets will be installed onto the threads of the bolts that are pointing down. Hold the sway bar in place by threading the provided 3/8 nylock nuts and washers over the threads of the bolts. Center the sway bar in the truck and tighten the bolts. Do not torque it this time. Install the sway bar end links into the holes that were drilled into the lower control arms. Install the sway bar end link to the sway bar by placing one of the stamped washers over the thread on the end link hex adapter, followed by one of the grommets. Place this end of the end link through the sway bar mounting hole on both sides of the truck. Place another sway bar grommet over the threads and onto the sway bar mounting hole, followed by another stamped washer. Thread the provided 3/8/16 nylock nut onto the end link just enough to keep the bar on the end link. Repeat this process for the opposite side of the sway bar. Tighten and torque the M12 hardware on the end links to 53 foot-pounds on both sides of the truck using a crow's foot. Tighten the 3/8/16 nylock nuts on both end links. Do not over-tighten. The end links are tight when the polyurethane bushings start to compress. Separate the split lock collars into 2 pieces and place them up against the inside of the sway bar bushings. Reassemble the collars using medium-strength blue Loctite on the bolts. Position the collars tight to the urethane bushings when installing. Torque the fasteners to 15 foot-pounds. Fill the master cylinder with .3 brake fluid and bleed the brakes. Install the wheels and torque to the manufacturer's specifications. If you have any questions or concerns, please call us at 704-662-3272, or you can send us an email at tech@detroitspeed.com. Don't forget to like and follow us on social media, or you can visit our website. Thanks for watching another Detroit Speed installation video for your GM square body truck.